Iroh was a mentor and father figure to Zuko, a spiritual guide to many, and a very accomplished firebending master. Being a man of vast knowledge and wisdom, he would often use proverbs to guide his nephew, Prince Zuko, who was struggling with his identity and destiny.
You must never give in to despair. Allow yourself to slip down that road and you surrender to your lowest instincts. In the darkest times, hope is something you give yourself. That is the meaning of inner strength.
Iroh was known to have an easygoing demeanor, showing equal amounts of compassion to people he encountered, regardless of their relationship with him. The philosophy that Iroh lives by is encompassed in his strong belief that everyone has the power to create his or her own destiny. Iroh's life philosophy was similar to the ancient Chinese philosophy of Mohism, which was founded on showing equal amounts of care and kindness to everyone, regardless of their relationship to you. This is most notably shown through how he treats people from all four nations with respect and gratitude. This attitude was a rarity found among those of the Fire Nation. Even his firebending was an extension of how he carried himself, which was by the way of incorporating different styles of bending from the other nations. A notable example of this is a move he invented himself, known as the letting redirection technique, which was inspired from the redirective nature of water-bending martial arts. In his more youthful years, Iroh was a high-ranking general preparing to take the role as Fire Lord. That all changed during his 600-day siege on the Earth Kingdom capital, Ba Sing Se. During the siege, his son Liu Ten was killed on the front lines, which deeply wounded the general's fighting spirit. This unexpected death led Iroh to abandon the siege. As a result, he embarked on a spiritual journey across the four nations in search of his son Liu Ten in the spirit world. This period of Iroh's life is relatively unknown, as it is mentioned very little in the show. It seems that from his years of traveling, Iroh had gained many insights. For instance, it can be assumed that he learned destiny was not something decided by the will of others, but by the will of yourself. This is a lesson that he mentions over and over again to Zuko, as he strongly believes in the power to create your own destiny. The traumatic death of his son Liu Ten still hurts Iroh, but because of that, he has grown to be respectful and accepting of other cultures. He moved on and accepted that his son was gone and looked to Zuko as if he were his own. Just when it seemed Zuko was starting to grasp the lessons taught by Iroh, he betrayed Iroh in Ba Sing Se, siding with his sadistic sister Azula to kill the Avatar. Iroh was deeply hurt and disappointed by his betrayal, as he feared that Zuko had lost his way. The reason for why Zuko did this was to attain the honor he had sought after for so long, and to get the recognition he always had desired from his father. It wasn't until after these events that he realized how hollow and angry he felt inside. He grew angry at what he had done to the person who loved and guided him as a father. Eventually, Zuko came to terms with his anger, embracing Iroh's lesson on choosing your own destiny.
After I leave here today, I'm gonna free Uncle Iroh from his prison, and I'm gonna beg for his forgiveness. He's the one who's been a real father to me.
Oh, that's just beautiful. Maybe he can pass down to you the ways of tea and failure.
But I've come to an even more important decision. I'm going to join the Avatar, and I'm going to help him defeat you.
He left with a new purpose, which was to help the Avatar in his fight against his father, Fire Lord Ozai. Later in the show, Zuko reunites with Iroh, admitting that he deeply regretted his mistakes. This is where Iroh's compassionate nature comes in. Instead of showing anger, as his brother Ozai would, Iroh immediately show compassion and forgiveness to his nephew for his actions. The reason for this is because he was proud and relieved that Zuko found his path through his own inner strength.
I am so sorry and ashamed of what I did. I don't know how I can ever make it up to you, but How can you forgive me so easily? I thought you would be furious with me.
I was never angry with you. I was sad because I was afraid you lost your way.
I did lose my way.
But you found it again. And you did it by yourself. And I'm so happy you found your way here.
Iroh is an inspiration and role model to many, as he teaches that you alone are the one who determines your destiny. The loss of his son Liu Ten was a crossroads for Iroh, as he had two choices: to choose a destiny decided by others, or a destiny that he could choose for himself. As we know, he chose the latter, using this loss as an opportunity to grow and open his mind to the ideas, philosophies, and customs of the other nations, and pass these lessons on to people such as Zuko, Aang, Toph, and many others.